Alright guys, well, we got John's car. He's rolling with that red Regal, and got another friend of mine, Hugh, hit me up and asked me if I could LS swap his 68 Cutlass. And I tell you, I love this body style here. I love so many of these older muscle cars because look at what an awesome job they did with the bumpers. They wrap all the way underneath here. The shape and design of these things and the flowing chrome and trim work that flow along the whole body, and then all this nice detailed chrome work, and it just flows. And they did such an awesome job of this stainless and wraparound stainless up here. All this is stainless as well. Nice flowing mirrors, just awesome, you know, sexy body lines that you just don't get nowadays, and the details that everybody put into. I mean, look at all the trim on all of this stuff. It's just beautiful. And actually somebody redid a whole bunch of the trim on this car, and this is such a solid, awesome car. It was originally from Texas, we found out, because how we found out is we pulled the gas tank out of here, and the original build sheet was on the top of the gas tank. I've had probably 200-300 older muscle cars and stuff apart. I found one other one in my 79 Trans Am that I had underneath the back seat, but usually when they put them on the top of the tank, they just disintegrate and they're gone. Once the moisture gets up there, it glues it onto the top of the tank, and it's done. And this one came down, we pulled the gas tank down, and it floated down, and here was the build sheet for the car, and all of the stuff, that the options that it came on here, and where it went, and who it was delivered to and stuff. So it was a Texas car. Who knows for how long? A little bit more research into that, but super cool to find that original build sheet. And the bottom of the car has no rust on it anywhere, which is just unheard of, especially with a convertible. And especially if you get a convertible that you have a place where you have hood rats that try to steal the stereo out of something via cutting the beautiful convertible top that somebody had just put on here. And they cut the whole top and they just destroyed it. They also destroyed the trunk on the car. You can see right back here, there's big pry bar marks in the bumper that somebody just had re-chromed and done, and the chrome is just beautiful on it. They destroyed the trunk, the bumper, and the latch. They popped out also, so I just put a new latch in it and stuff as well. And you had to find a different trunk lid for it because they destroyed that completely. And they also went into the inside and destroyed the dash and took the stereo out via pry bar. And there's the light I'm looking for. Look at the inside of the dash. They took a pry bar to the whole center of the dash, and they ripped the whole center of the dash out to steal the stereo out of it. That's the mentality of hood rats right there. It's just it sucks, but we got some repair work to do for them, and this is going to get a Dakota digital dash. All the wiring down here just looks like a mess. We're going to put a new harness in it as well, long as we're at it, to redo all of the wiring in the whole entire car, plus the Dakota digital gauges and stuff too. So that's going to be upgraded. And that's what some of the stuff that I'm talking about when somebody decides to do an LS swap. And that was what I was talking about before, how it gets so much more costly than people think that it does, because that's the kind of stuff. Well, as long as we're putting a 4L60 and a LS motor in it that's electronically, do we want a cable operated speedometer? Or we want the factory gauges? Oh no, we want to upgrade all those. Well, there's another $1,500, another $1,000 for labor to put it all in there and everything too. So it starts to really spiral out of control really fast. And as with this car now, it had drum brakes. I had disc brakes in the front, drums in the rear, but all the brakes were leaking. The master cylinder was leaking. The wheel cylinders in the back were leaking, and the brake pads were all worn out in the front. The rotors were super rusty, had been sitting for a long time, so we decided that it's just time to just upgrade all of it. And so we put new control arms on it. We put all new disc brake, whole new setup on here with the drilled slotted rotors. Had to re-drill out the rotors for bigger, longer studs, because they come with the little short studs from the factory, and they're made for the stock steel wheels that are only a 1/16 of an inch thick. And when you put an aftermarket wheel on there, the aluminum boss is way bigger and the lugs aren't near long enough. So we had to drill these out, put different Dorman studs on it. Here's actually the part number, 610-449.1 is the Dorman part numbers for this rotor fab, and it would put the same ones in the back also. And we also had to do some modifications to the back axle as well. But so all of this stuff is all new now. The steering components are all new. It's got all new suspension, all new brakes, new sway bar bushings still to come, and then you'll probably upgrade the sway bar also on it to go with a little bit beefier bar too. So that's still to come, but that's some of the stuff that starts spiraling your just LSSwap out of control in a big hurry. Now you need a different radiator. And, you know, better cooling radiator, different fans. Now you need different relays for it also. And as long as we're here, we might as well paint the frame and strip the rust off it and put new brake line on it. And that's how it starts to really spiral out of control. So when I give people a price on doing like an LSSwap, they're usually just jaw to the floor on how much it actually costs. And this is why it just starts to spiral, and all of them do it because it just makes sense to do that kind of stuff while you're here. You know, you can easily get at all the steering components, you can get at all the motor mounts, you can redo, you can tidy things up, and it just works out well to do that in a swap all at the same time. So it obviously adds some expense to it, but that's what we got going on with the Cutlass anyways, and I can't wait to really get this thing hammered out and do one kind of a little bit faster process of it and get this thing up and rolling and get Hugh driving this thing again. He's a friend of mine and he's got an awesome ride here. 68 Cutlass convertible. It's a just beautiful car. More upgrades to come on it. He's got a lot more plans on what he wants to do with it in the future, but as with most people, you just take it a couple steps at a time and do it in big chunks like that. The better off you are. You can do it that way, great. If you can't, spread it out a little bit, do what you can, and then work another section later on. So we're gonna get this thing massaged and get this 4L60 to fit in here and get this motor in later on tonight. Dave's over here tearing the rest of the motor down. That's the motor that was on the run stand outside, so that's the motor that's going in the car. This is an iron LM7 5.3 liter with a cam in it and an injection sheet metal intake, and that's all going in the Cutlass with a brand new Tony Echo built 4L60 transmission. And all this will be mated up, so we'll have a brand new motor, brand new drivetrain, brand new suspension, brand new brakes, brand new steering, and new fuel system as well. So a lot more stuff coming up, guys. Follow us along. We'll do some more updates and more progress with this car here shortly. Don't forget to like this video. Click like, throw me a comment, let me know what you think. Ring the bell for those notifications when we get a new video. We got lots more coming up, guys. A lot of cool stuff coming up. I hope you guys are enjoying the ride.